Hey, Lisa, here is what the new system looks like on paper, but in practicality, local sheriffs say this new system is dangerous and threatens public safety. Probation and Parole, though, disagrees. They say it's all about rehabilitation.
Seemingly a slap on the wrist.
People that are on probation and parole, leaving a probation and parole office high on methamphetamine, testing positive, was allowed to leave.
Local sheriffs are fired up again.
If you have somebody that is testing positive for meth or any kind of drug, and they walk back out onto the street immediately after they test positive and get in a car and drive away, that is a public safety issue. And that's just one of the few examples that I can give you.
But the Division of Probation and Parole says the new system is better tailored for rehabbing criminals.
We can't say a blanket statement that everybody on probation or parole that gets two dirty urines is going to prison. I can't give a blanket analysis of what we would do in those circumstances. But what we're trying to do is look at each of these cases individually. And depending on what the risk factors are, depending on what the circumstances are of this case, I can't say there's a blanket decision to return people to prison based on a number of anything.
Julie Kimker is the director of P&P. She's been on a statewide tour to try to get many upset sheriffs on the same page.
Blame is being placed on the wrong people.
Who should the blame be placed on?
Not for me to determine, not for me to decide. As the director of probation and parole, my job is to make sure that probation and parole staff are supervising their clients to the best of their ability with the resources that we have.
It's ridiculous that we're letting people go and knowingly doing it.
Just like raising your children. If you tell them not to do something and they go ahead and do it, you have to correct that behavior immediately.
Another point of frustration, what the sheriffs call a lack of transparency. Our cameras aren't being allowed inside these meetings.
Oftentimes, I think when the media's here, there's a lot of grandstanding, and that's not what I wanted here.
When we tried to come in, that director immediately ended the meeting.
We have sheriffs here, we have prosecutors here, we have some other people here, but guess what? The media is not allowed in. I invited the media in, and they closed the meeting. Let's be transparent. You want to talk about things or issues, let's put it on the table and talk about it in the public, because that's what we do. They're public servants, we're public servants.
All right, so no cohesiveness there between the team of systems who should be working together. Of course, you know the governor is from this area. He is also a former sheriff. We have asked him to weigh in, and he has now agreed to an interview on Saturday. Steve and Lisa, back to you guys.